When I see a black woman being loved on
by a black man.
My favourite song. Loud it!
Hi, I'm Tonya Mack with a very special episode of Dating Black celebrating Black History Month. Hope you enjoy it.
It's so love. 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 It's so love.
What do you want your autobiography to say about your love life?
Bombo. It's a good question, you know.
I think a sentence would be, or like 2 words, never forgotten. Like, I just don't think you'll ever forget me. I'm a once in a lifetime babe.
We got there in the end.
Took a while, took 20 years of dating.
No, that's my thing. Like, we got there in the end. That's on bare levels.
That they had a great time.
Okay. That they had a great time.
Nah, that's generic, man. That's generic. Think of it more, man.
She had a colourful love life. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. And more on the vibrant side. Amen.
It was well worth the wait, and it's a love that won't break.
Wow. That was so amazing.
He loved with everything he had, and he loved authentically, because that is something I feel like I always try and do.
The way you make me feel.
She let her guards down, allowed to be loved and reproduced.
She lived, she loved. Done. That's it.
You're so like hopeful. I love this one. So nice.
She has something.
I don't. It was all a dream.
It was all a dream. and it came true. My dream came true.
That's it.
Go through it. It's totally worth it.
Came, I saw, conquered, man. And you're like Xabi Alonso. You hold the t-shirt, lived it, loved it, farewell, beautiful game. I tweeted that straight.
I would love for it to say I inspired and birthed a lot of other relationships.
No regrets. Like, sometimes I think it's not just, oh, is that it? Should I just leave it there? I'm just leave it there.
It was simple and straightforward. He was amazing.
What is the best advice about love that has been handed down to you by an elder?
Hey, my father. It's a big bar.
Wow.
Okay, so I've got 2. A notorious Somali saying is, date them all and then pick the best one, which I absolutely love, because it teaches you, like, don't get attached to anyone, enjoy yourself. Like, you know, obviously dating shouldn't be like a stressful thing. Like, it should just be enjoyed, and then like pick the best of the bunch.
Love comes in seasons, and you have to work on love. You can fall out of love, you know, but you can fall right back in. That's the best advice I got from my mum. And it's very true, because there are moments where I do not love my husband. He really irritates me, he really gets on my nerves, you know, but you have to continuously work at it. The same person that I fell in love with 10 years ago, he's not the same person now. He's changed. My grandmother said, there's no such thing as a good man. You find a man that you can... No, seriously, this is what she said.
Let's wait for the end.
What did she say? She said something like, you just find a man that you can basically endure whatever you can take. She was like, there's no such thing as a good man.
Knowing when to give somebody space. And I would say that advice wasn't handed down to me verbally. Advice was handed down to me by my family, by watching them. Because I've watched my dad love my mum and my mum love my dad for 40 years.
There's one line my dad told me, and it's why I left my relationships in the past. He said, son, how this woman is right now, if she doesn't change, can you live with that for the rest of your life? And I said, no. He said, cool, you know what to do.
That's it then.
That's it then. Bye-bye.
There's also my grandma, who's no longer here, may God rest her soul. But she would always say, like, if you marry a guy, make sure that he loves you more, because he will never leave.
There are things in me that are just innate, I think. I understand when somebody I'm in a relationship with might need some space, or might need a hug, or might need some reassurance, or a conversation might need to happen. It's difficult to say that there's one specific type of advice. My family have led by example, and what an example they've been.
Because as women, like, she knows, like, we're so selfless, and like once we're in it till the end. So that's like advice that I would say has stuck with me, definitely.
It's very good advice.
I think so.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
So. Big you up, G-Ma. We love ya.
Tell us about a time you did something so romantic that it shocked you.
It shocked us that we done it.
Yeah, man. You're like, rah, is that me?
He shocked. It shocked me.
Met her, gave her her birthday card, and there was tickets to Paris. Went to Paris the next day.
I cleaned somebody's house. Yeah.
You were in love.
Yeah.
Deep clean or like a little
It
wipe?
was a deep clean, recharging the Hoover and everything. Yeah. It shocked me because then after when I left, I said, "That's not even your house."
There was a time where I wanted to know someone's birthday, and then I just ended up like stalking someone's like grandma, and then I somehow like found baby pictures and birthday pictures, and I just thought that was like so romantic on my end. What? Like I just was like, oh my god, and then you just have to pretend that you don't know.
And then we went to like the Eiffel Tower, and I gave her them times like promise rings was the in thing. So I went to Eiffel Tower, gave her a promise ring. That was probably the most romantic that I shocked myself when I look back at it. I said, "Rah, I've done that."
And then it was like, oh my god, my birthday, and I'm like, oh my god, so that means you're a whatever sign, and then it's like, oh my god, yeah, how did you know? And it's like this whole time I knew. I don't know, I just thought that was very romantic of me.
Driven really far? I don't really. I'm like, romance is not really where I excel.
So what was the romantic part?
The romantic part was the knowing and the finding out.
Right. So did they know that you...
They never found out.
It's sad because I'm not romantic, you know?
This is the thing, right? These men aren't giving us enough opportunity to be romantic. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
The best is yet to come.
Are black couple role models important?
Yes, very, 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 very.
It's so important.
Yeah, but I can't trust them no more.
Like I remember I was even on a podcast and they were like, wait, but why do you have these kind of ideals? Like, don't you think you're asking for a bit much? And I'm like, well, no, because I've seen it. I've seen it work.
I think they are important, but especially in the UK, I feel like we're forcing it.
You can use them for examples, but nothing's perfect. You can't make them your god. Like, just take what's working well for them.
Black couples is like such a rare thing. I remember like feeling like I never see, like, not even successful, I never ever see popping black men and black women.
Like in America, for example, if you look at like TV, like growing up, we had My Wife and Kids, and we had Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv. Like we had all of those things over in America, but here in the UK, we don't really have that representation. And then the ones that we do have here, I just feel like it's a little bit forced. Let it be natural. Like, let's not just get any old couple because they're black and it's like, oh, these are the people that we have to aspire to be like, and this is the marriage goal and this is the racial. I feel like that's very toxic.
I think like at a stage, even for me, like it made me not begrudging, yeah, but it's like, what am I seeing that I'm not seeing?
Representation matters, man. Like when it
So
comes to black
much.
love, same sex, they, them, however it works, whatever floats your boat, it's so important because growing up, before I even came out, I didn't see any queer couples. And no, my mum had a best friend, yes. And it was a lesbian relationship and they both had children from previous relationships. And I think that's why I was okay knowing that my mum will be okay because she was already kind of around that community, and I'll go to the house and I'll sleep over and mum will be there and we're all just vibes in.
Yeah.
It's not about like raw, oh, you love these other people or whatever. It's more like it was feeling like raw. Like, what's wrong with us?
But then I've also seen like my mum go through black love that wasn't so nice, right? It wasn't that hunky-dory, oh my God, it's so amazing. She's living the romance, the fairy tale life. I've seen it. And I've also seen her put herself first and choose the right thing for her.
I don't really look to anybody's relationship, but I look to like, I love relationships that they've been through it, because I feel like they represent real life.
What about your parents?
Yeah, they are, but I can't tell you that. I don't know if my mum's going to sit and be like, my dad's perfect, or that my dad's going to sit and say my mum's perfect, but in a healthy way. Like, I wouldn't trade in my sisters. I can't stand them half the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would not trade them in. Don't know what I'd do without them, but they're annoying.
If I did not have that role model, I might not be the same person I am today. It's completely changed and formed who I am because I've seen an example of what I want.
I love love stories where it's like, I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and you still chose that person. Like, I'm not saying struggle love, or that's not what I'm saying, but just the real love.
And I can understand why certain people will be like, oh, I'm not striving for marriage because maybe I didn't grow up seeing that, but I grew up seeing the whole dynamic, and I'm like, if I don't have this, it's not it's not what I want.
A lot of times when we say real love, you might associate it with like pretty love and stuff like that. But real means like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Do you know what I mean? And I think, I don't really invest in people's relationships, but if I were to, it would be a love that represented that.
What would you describe as a beautiful expression of black love?
You ever seen a black man embrace a black woman? Like, you ever seen the way that their skins electrify the whole environment?
As much as I hate the whole airing out your business and stuff like that, I like how we protect our relationships when we're not being childish.
I just think there's a different kind of sauce when I see that engagement. I don't even need to be in that engagement. Just when I see it, I'm just like, when I see a black woman being loved on by a black man. My favourite song, Loud It.
You know that don't leave the house. Like, we guard our love in that way to a place of our detriment, but I do also understand the importance of that.
Community. That's one thing that I think we have down to a T, and I think that's beautiful when you see it. You see a community raising a family, if that makes any sense. Yeah.
Takes a village to raise a child, they say, right? Growing together, having that support and being an example, not a kind of fake example, but a real example to your kids and others, so that I always think that if you care for each other enough, then it can work.
Creating a space of healing, having a safe space, I think is so important. I think that would be like, for me personally, probably the best expression of like black love. Just, you're safe with me and vice versa.
I like the way Beyonce and Jay-Z's, one of their kids, what's her? B? Is it Blue? That's one. I like the way she moves like both of them sometimes. Like, I can see both of them in her and I'm like, it's kind of cool. Like, she's like made of this love.
The way Gabrielle Union and her husband love their trans child, that is beautiful black love right there, you know? So I think sometimes when we talk about black love, their daughter, who is a trans girl, they love her and they support her with everything. And they create this environment around her where no one can penetrate it.
Even for males, it is really hard for them, and they have to be in their masculine and not really show anything. But I want my little baby to come and be like, come to me and cry, you know? Yeah. Not every day, but like...
Well, when he needs to.
Yeah, I'm here, and vice versa. Like, we've got abandonment issues and stuff, and we want to be able to feel like we're heard, we're safe, we're listened to, we're appreciated on both ends. So I think for me, like, that would be the best expression of like black love.
In the black community, the stereotype would say that that doesn't happen often, but to me, that is the pinnacle of black love. Allowing your child to be who they are and create an environment where they feel safe, and no matter what goes out there in the world, they can always come home and feel accepted for who they are. For me, that's the pinnacle of black love.
When I was growing up, I used to really love like my wife and kids.
Yeah.
Like, seeing that was like, that is what I want. Like, the way he was with his wife, his kid, that is what I love.
Yeah, and my girls that are loved up on, it just looks, I know it's not easy, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's finding your woman, holding it down, having a long relationship where she continues to glow, you continue to glow. It's not like you marry her and then she's now dressing down, and but like you continue to grow and glow, have some beautiful kids, they grow, they glow, and that's like a kind of a symbol for it. I think it's important, in my opinion.
Moving forward, how can we make black love a more positive experience for millennials?
I think the ways in which we can make black love more positive for millennials is see the beauty in it, not the battle. And that's the problem. I think we always see the battle and we overlook the beauty. It's difficult because some of us are a bit jaded and we feel disheartened. But if we keep looking at the beauty and aim for that and not the battle, then I think it will make for a better environment for us all.
By not leading with the negative and talking more positively about our experiences, because not all of our experiences are negative, even if they didn't work out in the way that you thought it would.
Take away the toxicity. Like, let's stop glorifying it. It's not cute. You guys don't want it.
Yeah.
You actually don't want it. So why do you keep
glorifying
it? Yeah. Take away the toxicity.
What needs to be understood is the game's changed. It seems like each side, and I say side, men, women, right, don't seem to understand exactly what it is that the other side wants.
I think the positive examples need more highlighting.
Yes.
People get married, they're happy, they're at home, but I think we need more couples to kind of speak. I think couples that are in love and happy as
Exactly.
well.
If these things aren't learned soon, the next generation is going to be mad.
They're already mad, fam.
No, you can't. You know why I say you can't? Because love ain't pleasant, man.
Music really like touches young people. So I think if you listen to like the music these days, that we're not sending out the right message. I was listening to Jagged Edge on the way here, I think. And I was like, oh, why don't guys sing or like rap about stuff like this anymore? I don't sing or rap like that to us anymore.
It's
like,
true, yeah.
And so like the kids are listening to this music thinking, yeah, he's got a bad beat here, bad beat there. It's not gonna cultivate any good relationships, I don't think.
In life, people are always trying, especially on Instagram, you're always trying to show like the best, your best foot, your best this, your best that. But then when it comes to relationships, you're always telling us like the negatives. Show us the positives too. Because that could have such an impact, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, be honest, man.
I think showing more, like, I think we don't see enough in the media. Like, because I think, because we have the internet and we have so much things that are like glorifying and glamorizing this toxic love, I think showing more positive black couples, black experiences, I feel like defo helps.
More positive black shows.
Just putting them on the pedestal that deserve to be put on.
Yeah. Not every day we fighting each other on, what's it called, love and hip hop and everything like that. Like more positive.
That's true as well.
Positive outreach.
I feel like we need to just get back to loving, and I feel like we need to be a bit more intentional, a bit more forgiving, and actually love each other.
I'd also like people to talk about the realness of it as well. So it's like the goodness of the marriages, but then also the realness and being open about it, so that people see. Because if you're just showing, oh, life is great, everything like that, do you know what I'm saying? You need to show the highs and the lows and how you get through it, and then, because we're all humans, we all go through stuff anyway, so yeah.
And let's stop with the narrative of black men don't like black women. That's not true.
I remember someone saying this years ago, like, yo, you know the younger generation don't know we're joking. Like they proper think that is war. And now you see it today. Like I don't think I get through a week without hearing some sort of back and forth. Some guy moved to me the other day, and when I said I wasn't interested, he was like, black men are the only men that black women hate. Like he was so serious. It was so sad. I just thought like, yo, people really believe these things, do you know what I mean? And I was like focus on what you actually are seeing, do you know what I mean, rather than what you're hearing.
It's like you're gonna get hurt. You will find disappointment. People will disappoint you, and that's okay. Like,
but does it have to
not
be as
everything that's beautiful is beautiful. If that makes sense.
You just gotta do better, man. We do.
Yeah.
Each of us, like both sides, we just gotta do better, man.
Big thing is people are really not great with character judgment.
Yes.
Like, they're not great with looking at someone and receiving all the stuff that they're giving you, the information, the red flags, and saying, okay, this is enough.
Yeah.
You know, I need to leave.
I just feel like most things that are important in life do take work. You're gonna have to go at it. I don't really feel like there's a perfect person. You just can't rely on Instagram and like your best friend's fairy tale of her highlights of her relationship.
One thing that an ex told me one time that spun me when she told me, but it actually made sense. She said, "Right," she said, "You're gonna experience heartbreak many more times in your life." I said, "Fucking hell, that's a way to break up with someone. Jesus Christ!" But she explained further, and she was like, "Right," she said, "Don't say because of this you're not gonna love someone again."
Yeah. She sounds insightful.
Yeah, babe, she was. You know what I mean, fuck her though, but she was.
Fuck her because
very
she's
insightful.
gone. But
yeah, no.
Thanks for that, Jen.
Because she definitely tried to make me sign a NDA after the bloody cheek of her. These bloody influencers. But anyways, moving on. Anyways.
If we had set certain, not rules, but like certain guidelines in place, we could be as free as we wanted to. We wouldn't have to be as guarded with our hearts and thinking about like misplaced trust and all these sort of things. If we had a little bit more regimen and guidelines to how we date, it could be so much easier.
But one good thing about her that she did say was, you're gonna experience heartbreak, whether that's breakups, whether that's people dying, but that shouldn't stop you from still going after the things you want with all your heart and just getting used to it. And I felt like the moment I understood that wow, okay, this is it's gonna happen. Let me get used to it happening, and then when it doesn't happen, great. But when it does, cool, this is part of the flipping process. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna love. This is just something that might happen, and the sooner you come to terms with it, the better.
I just think we just got to grow from my experiences, be them positive or negative, and just try and take them forward with you.
Honestly, you just need to find someone that is your happy place. Someone that makes you feel at home, make you feel calm, and make you feel like you can just let go. And I'm just hoping people share more of that. Like on TikTok, you know, when you share like my dry story that I shared at the beginning, the next time I come on here in like, I don't know, a year or two, I'm like, I'm married with a child coming in 4 years.
I feel like your experiences don't define you, so, you know, you might have bucked the wrong partner, you go again. You got to obviously you can't go again too many times, and then you start getting into a different section of life, but obviously, you know what I mean?
For the next generation, we need honesty, we need communication, we need accountability. Everything is passed down, innit? Traumas are passed down, behavior patterns and habits are passed down. So we need to learn to break that, and the only way we can break it is if we have communication.
You're gonna get your heart broken, man. It's okay, but you will be okay, and you will learn some things about yourself and other people, and you will be able to love someone else better. You know what I mean? I promise you will be all right. You won't die.
Us having this conversation today is a beautiful example of what needs to continue.
That's why I really wanted to do this show, because I wanted to see the positive side of stuff. It's not...
This one. This new one.
You're meant to have like a bay. There's meant to be a bay, and it's like they take a picture.
This new one. It's the new love heart.